Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com. It has been a very long time since I have had time to spend some time in the craft room, and I decided tonight was the night. So I am, this is December 6th when I'm making this video, or December 7th I guess, and for the last several days I have started journaling for the month of December. Now I have never done a December daily or anything like that, but this year I decided I wanted to do one. So I pulled this book from close to my heart. It's a solid craft book and it's small, and I thought I think I can make that work. And if I run out of pages, that's okay, because I can use some other things and add some pages in there, and I'm just going to have fun with it. Really simple. I'm not doing anything extravagant, and I'll show you the inside when we put the cover together. So I started out with this solid craft colored little book, and then I took some of my homemade sprays, and I had a red one and a green one, and I just sprayed all over it. Now when I sprayed, I ended up with this big old spray in the middle, and I kind of like this other pattern, but this big one, I'm kind of glad it's going to be covered up, but my green kind of made a mess and it went spraying all over. So I actually, to spray it, I opened it out flat like this and sprayed it in that position. So this is going to be the back side, and then this is the front side. So then I have some cards here. Now this top card is no longer available, but because this is actually part of an old collection, that it goes with an old Close to My Heart collection, but it was actually part of the My Crush books, and since they're not doing the My Crush books any longer, that particular card set is not available. But the other card that I'm going to show you, I believe came from the White Pines set. I'm not 100% sure, because it kind of got mixed in, the two sets got mixed in, but I'm pretty sure it did, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So I decided I want to bring this one up near the top and just tape it down, and now that great big green blotch in the middle is going to be all covered. Now I could, when I was all done, if I wanted to, Mod Podge over this just to let it preserve longer, and I haven't decided yet. I may end up packing this away with my Christmas decorations at the end of the year, but probably not. I'll probably just keep it with my scrapbooks and other photo albums. So this card that I'm using, as I said, I believe it's from the White Pines collection, from Close to My Heart. And the thing that I love about this is that it comes in two different orientations. So if you're using it for Picture My Life, you can do it this way, or as I am doing it, you can do it this way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up most of that speech bubble, and I'm just going to offset it directly opposite of what I did on the other side, just like that. And there's a little bit of the speech bubble showing, but that will still be just fine. So there we have the beginning of the cover. Now the next thing that I wanted to do, and this is why I'm not going to Mod Podge it, is I made a bow. Now this ribbon, this beautiful ribbon, is from 3 Girl Jam, and it is this mistletoe and hollyberry, and I've had mine for quite some time, but I would think that if you check out 3 Girl Jam, they probably, if they don't have this combination, they have some other great combinations, so I would definitely check that out. So I tied it into this double bow, and the tail's pretty long, and that's fine. I haven't decided. I may cut it off, I may not. I haven't decided yet. But to stick it down, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my liquid glass. It takes it a while to dry, not a long time, it dries fairly quickly, and I haven't crafted at all, and that is the problem when you don't craft, is even the pen gets stuck. Now I will tell you right now, when I put that in there, I had not planned on it being so long since I crafted, and you have to be really careful about putting a pin in, because pins will tarnish and go bad, and that one did, so hopefully it won't affect my glue. I may not be able to use that glue now if I was going over the top of things. We'll just have to see, but for underneath it'll be just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue this down. I'm going to hold it there for a minute, And it takes it a minute to dry, of course, because it's wet glue, but it doesn't take it a huge amount of time. We'll just let that sit there. Now also, these are older, and I don't think you can get these anymore, but these are also from Close to My Heart. But I thought I would use one of these little badges. Now these particular badges are sticky batt, so I just have to decide. I don't really want the one that says December 25th. That one's not bad. I really like that Mary. Poinsettia gives it a nice little pop of color. They all do. I think we're going to go with the poinsettia. And I'm just going to center that right over the edge of my flower. And I'm just going to press it down really well, like so. And I think now that I've gotten it all together, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and trim off some of this excess ribbon, make it a little less busy. Now, obviously I'm going to have to be somewhat careful with this or it will get messed up, and that's okay. In a future video that I'm going to make, I'll show you another project that I have that's a few years old that has held up amazingly for as much wear and tear that it has. So I don't worry too much about it. I obviously take good precautions, but I don't fret about it too much. So there we have my cover for my little book. Now let's look on the inside. So I started with this card, and this is from the older kit, and I just slid it in. The back side, I will put a photograph. I told my husband the other night when my daughter gets home from college, I want to take a photograph, and it doesn't have to be formal, it can be like a fun one or whatever, but I want a picture of the four of us for that. And then other cards that I've used. Now most of these cards are from the Picture My Life, and the Picture My Life White Pines collection has I believe just about every single date on it and a date card, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. But all I did is I simply took the cards and I wrote a quick journal entry for what I did, and it's been kind of perhaps a bit boring, but I did a journal entry for those that I did. And then here there's a picture of us getting our Christmas tree, and I just printed this off on my little selfie printer, and I used an app on my phone to make a collage so that I could print it all off onto one page, and then I just slid it in there. It did chop off. I wish I had gone in and cropped it a little bit more, and I may change the picture a little bit and go ahead and crop it, because I didn't realize when it printed that it was going to chop off my sun, and we really don't need all that blue sky, so I'll probably go in and change that picture a little bit. So I have made it through December 6th, and now I'm ready for December 7th and 8th. I'll put on the back sides. Now every other one of these pages will have a page that works for 2 cards, and then the next page is one that works for a larger card, or you can glue it. So this is super fun, and I believe there's going to be plenty of room to get my whole December into this, and that's kind of setting me up for the beginning of the next year, because I have journaling plans for next year as well. So the last thing that I want to do to finish this off is go ahead and put a date on there. Now these stickers also are from an older pack, and so they are no longer available, and I am definitely not going to be trying to keep it super neat and straight, because for me, you may not have this problem, but for me, if I try to keep it super neat and straight, it usually doesn't happen. So it just works out better for me to just kind of offset things. So there we have my December daily. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.